I'm used to that fucking smoke weed every day. I apologize. That was an extreme long way, damn near 10 minutes. So I got everything booted up, then I realized it was a little toasty because I was running around beforehand. And fucking, I ran to get some water and I'm having to take a leak real quick. I know that's TMI, but I apologize, you guys. Thank you for waiting. Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den, I got to make sure not to say the Kush. If you're not familiar with the Den is a community where we have conversations, uncensored opinions, where we're all friends in the Den. I got to come with an intro for that. I still don't have an intro for that. But where we discuss what is on our mind and what we feel, what is going on, whatever's in your thoughts, you know what I'm saying? And give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here. I apologize about that. No, only one intro. That's how it works. Anywho, so again, like I said, got caught up to the den. You know, the den is. Yeah, we still haven't figured out the new intros and all that other shit. So I apologize. Look, we'd been hanging tough. Should have just told y'all asses it was gonna be at fucking 10:30 with all these other shenanigans taking place. But it is what it is. We are in here now, and we are going to discuss what's going on in the world today. We're going to talk about comedy. I mean, honestly, I didn't watch it. I don't watch The Breakfast Club, so I didn't see it. Because the Breakfast Club is they're a bunch of broads. I don't watch that shit. So you'll have to tell me exactly what was said, or I'll maybe have to pull it up and read it somewhere to find out exactly what was said, so that I can find out. Because like I said, I don't know. But again, so we're going to talk about comedy. We're going to talk about, is comedy America's last safe haven? Is that the last arena for free speech? Is that the last place where people can be themselves and speak their minds? Because everywhere else, in any other circumstance, it seems like it's almost inappropriate. It's almost illegal to speak what you want to speak, to say what you want to say. You know, because again, look at what's happening. I mean, and they're closing in on comedy itself. You know. So again, like I said, we have plenty to talk about. I don't know why I have these things on my ears, because I'm not listening to anything. But so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now maybe that's the line. That was a line that was suggested by Mr. Man Up, and he'll be joining us tomorrow. We'll have an interesting topic for tomorrow. Let's talk about it. So here's my thing, though. I love comedy. I've been liking comedy for all my life. I love laughing. Comedy has broken barriers for a lot of people. It's helped a lot of people get to do things that they never would have. Comedy has been a platform, a plateau to allow people to get their stories out, you know, in a sense that damn, I should beat the shit out the angels. In a sense that no, I was the class clown. Not always. Sometimes, not always. Just depending on what class it was. But my thing is, you have to appreciate it, because, you know, life is full of things that attempt to bring you down on a daily. Shit, your own mind will bring you down on a daily if you don't make sure that you combat the issues. If you don't, you know, make sure that you stay focused on something positive or whatever it may be. Comedy helps give you a perspective to where you can laugh at your problems. I don't want to say the other thing, you might try to sue me. Comedy gives you an avenue to where you can relate to people. Comedy gives you astute observations that you may not normally be aware of. And comedy is it's an amazing thing. But you have people nowadays, particularly more people watch Hart versus Cat than Cruz versus. No, yeah, I paid no attention to it. I have not listened to Kevin Hart's replies. I'm not a fan of Kevin Hart whatsoever. I don't really even know who the Tiffany Haddish is. Like, I don't even know, more familiar of her because of the shit that what's his name was talking. But like I said, I've never seen anything that she's been in. I've never watched any of her movies. And fucking, I'm a fiend. But even like that fucking, what's that shit that's coming out? It doesn't look funny. Like, does not look funny at all. Like, looks like they're forcing some stupid shit to happen. It doesn't look funny. That, what is it called? Where fucking Kevin Hart's basically the stupid ass night school or something like that. That shit, it doesn't even look funny. And so, I'm not a fan. I'm really not going to pay that much attention. I'm not going to go out of my way to talk down on it, but I'm not a fan. I do respect Kevin Hart's work ethic, though, and the platform that he's created for other people. He's put other people on that are funnier than him, and so I do respect that. But as far as him, his comedy's not funny to me. So my thing is this, that the Cat Williams comments that were initially made, I had no problem with what he said, because I don't feel like he went out of bounds, like he didn't say anything that was just rude. I don't think he said anything that she didn't say, and I think that he brought some light to how things worked. I don't know what Kevin Hart's deal was. Basically, I don't know if he got her under some kind of contract. I don't know if he's protecting his investment, because I'm sure that he's a producer in that new movie. And, you know, any kind of negative press to people who already don't know who she is, and you're looking at a legend like Cat Williams, and yeah, I would say legend because he's been in the game for a minute and he's had several stand-ups, he's put in his work. And is Cat a legend? That's one to talk about. We have to talk about that. To a relative unknown like Haddish, Tiffany Radish. I think of Radishes every time I say that name. But to a relative unknown like that, that would turn a lot of people off from the movie, you know, because a lot of people don't really know who she is. So my thing is, let me make sure I got the live chat going on over here so I can see. I don't even have the chat bot open. I could have had that going while I had y'all waiting. At the very least, y'all could have been stealing and bullying each other for pistachios and the like. Give me a little bit to get that booted up. Hello, Dominic. Matter of fact, I'm sorry. I apologize. Let's see who all is available in here. Heidi, Joshua, 335. Jason S, full of that strawberry milk. I gave you power, 335. Did I already say 335? Yeah, I said it twice. Twice is nice. 335. I didn't do my hand sign, that's why. Edmund. Let's see. Joseph Tenney, what's the motherfucking deal? Jay Bird. Let's see. Hart basically blasted Cat Williams for the comments he made about Tiffany. I'm like, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not even worried about it. He said that he should take responsibility for his actions, saying he doesn't do anything for the comedy community. Does he have to? Does he have to do anything other than be funny? I mean, Honcho be the one with the hoodie to sit back saying "fuck you" to the teacher. Nah, I wouldn't do that. He was on lawyer mode. He got emotional. That happened today. See, like most of this shit wasn't even showing. Oh, maybe I overlooked it, but that happened on Breakfast Club today. And Tiffany actually looks stupid because she can't defend herself. That's why she didn't even try to get at him like any other motherfucker. Like even the radio bitch tried to snap back halfway. She just wasn't well equipped to do so. And again, it is what it is. Yeah, night school, that's the one. Against black women doing anything? Not so much. T'Challa. Secretly desire a white woman? That's absolutely not. If that's what I want, that's not a problem. Let's see. Beast mode engaged. What's the motherfucking deal? Homer, what's the motherfucking deal? How does time and height have to do anything with each other? I don't know. But let's see. Let's see if we activate it here. Yes. So here's my thing, though. Here's my thing. Carver's giving a shout out to unappreciated black female comedian. Cart. I don't know if you're talking about Hart or Cat Williams. Hart was, but see, Cat Williams did the same thing. He basically said there's like 46 other females that are better than her that have put in more work than she has, that have been fucking say Charlamagne asked about the Monique and Hart stopped the interview. Wow. See, that's what I'm saying. No, Kevin Hart, his whole deal, he try to please everybody. You know what I'm saying? He's too busy trying to please any and everybody. Like, that's why I don't really care for him that much. He's not, that's again, like I say, his humor is not that great to me. And then again, his demeanor, like this is the way, the only thing I like about him is that he stays on his grind. Like, I respect that. That's about that. Everything else, I don't really care for the dude that much. I really don't. I really don't like the guy's comedy. I don't know. It's just I've never really laughed at anything he's said like from day one. I remember when he first used to do when he said stand up a long time ago before he even blew up, and he used to always talk about fighting with his girlfriend over a PlayStation or something. And that the cops came and he was crying to the cops about him getting beat up and shit like that. So I mean, it's just his humor has just never been funny to me. But again, I respect the grind. I'm not gonna knock him for that. You know, like I said, I want to see everybody shine. But he's again, like I say, he's not humorous. So, but again, he has an investment in Tiffany Haddish right now, because if she don't do well, that movie doesn't do well, because she basically is the co-star of him with that movie. So if any negative press happens to her, shit is going to be negative press to him, you know. So there's that. All right, I gave you power. I appreciate you coming through. But I want to talk about other comedians. I don't want to talk about just that, but we definitely will talk about that. We will talk about that. You said just like any comedy I've seen a stand-up like her. I didn't even know she had a stand-up, honestly. Like, had no idea until I think, was it 1676 said that he remembered she had one, but all he remembered was the cat suit. Because Cat Williams made a comment about nobody remembering any of her jokes. You know, like I said, I don't know nothing about it. So I've never seen her stand up, but again, like Kevin Hart, he really is not in a position to talk too much about anybody, because he just had his whole little situation with the cheating scandal and the BMs and all the other shit he was just doing. There's that whole deal. There's no real nothing that he can do to be trying to just insult anybody for having problems. You know what I mean? So there's that. But I want to talk about comedy and what it's done for people. I want to talk about comedy and kind of how it's kind of been in America. Because I was looking up some things, and I found it really amusing. Or not amusing, but I found it really interesting. Yeah, I agree. I like George Carlin. Richard Pryor, funny guy, but he had a couple of stand-ups where he said some real strange things that I kind of question. But I cannot take away that he is a humorous guy. Eddie Murphy will be on my list. A lot of y'all only know Eddie Murphy from the Cheesy Family movies. But Delirious and Raw are two of my favorite stand-ups of all time. Probably my favorite comedian, though, is probably going to be Dave, and not because it's cool to say Dave Chappelle. Like, before Dave Chappelle ever had the Chappelle Show, Dave Chappelle is probably one of my favorite comedians before the Chappelle Show, if not my favorite, because I remember listening. This was back in the days of dial-up. I had an MP3 of some jokes he was telling, and it was the jokes from Killing Me Softly. And I think I heard Killing Me Softly before I'd even seen it. And, you know, Half Baked used to be my shit. Like, I wasn't even familiar with like the first season of fucking Dave Chappelle. And that kind of came out right into my transitioning into college, and then I kind of went back and caught it. So it wasn't like I wouldn't ever like, it wasn't because of that. A lot of people got on Dave Chappelle because of the sketch comedy. But Dave has just always been extremely humorous. You know what I'm saying? And a big brown shark. What you know about that titty? So my thing is that yes, I'm thirsty. I'm drinking plenty of water out of my invisible, not so invisible right now, cup. But George Carlin was almost a comedian / philosophizer, because he definitely had some stuff that would make you think, and he definitely had some very interesting points. But I just want to talk about a couple of comedians, and I'm sure there's so many more, and there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of people coming up, but there's different kinds of comedy. You got people who are situationally humorous. You have people who are great at stand-up, might not be the best actors. You have people who are good comedic actors and actresses. You have some people who are just naturals, and I think that they can kind of transcend all aspects of the game. But we talk about race a lot in the Den. We talk about America. We talk about life. I mean, we just talk about a bunch of stuff. But I went back and I looked at comedy. Everybody loves comedy. I mean, everybody loves comedy. And so I was trying to see what were the highest grossing stand-up comedies, basically, from stand-up to movie or whatever it is. And I found something very interesting about that. And I'm guessing this would only include those that actually went to the movie theater. I wouldn't say straight to DVD productions and things like that. 9 of the 10, and this surprised me because I figured there would be some other folks up there. 9 of the 10 top 10 grossing stand-ups are black men. And we're talking about from the 70s, 80s, whatever else it may be. And some of these guys are legends. Now, the 10th, very interesting. Is a very interesting. I'm sure y'all fuck around and Google it. A bunch of Googlers. Would anybody be willing to take a stab at who the 10th person is? Close. Gabriel is you're talking about Fluffy. He's 11. He's 11. You say Blake Griffin. Yeah, all he has to do is just show his face on camera and people will laugh. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you got with that. I don't even know what that means. Now, we're talking about highest paid act. Like, that's a different category. Louis C.K., if we're talking about highest paid, like yearly, that's a completely different category. We're just talking about highest grossing stand-ups, like individual stand-up, as far as like if it was Delirious or if it was Raw, if it was something like the actual single stand-up, not the comedian themselves. Because the comedian themselves is like white guys for the most part. It's actually a good mix. It's actually a decent blend. Bette Midler. Bette Midler is number 10. The first 9 are Raw from Eddie Murphy. Kings of Comedy is the second one. The Kings of Comedy. Oh shit. Baylor Rios, appreciate the script. See, I gotta change. Like, I gotta jot all this stuff. This is all shit I gotta change up, man. Because like I said, I don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. And appreciate the subscription or the subscribe or the I don't know what the fuck. So I gotta change that. Change. There's still remnants of the Kush Den all over this place. Bette Midler. Yeah, like, and I never knew. I didn't even know she was. I thought she sang terribly or something. I thought that's what she did. Divine Madness. And the fact that you know that, Ed, man, makes me worry. I'm hoping that you Googled that up. Google that up, man. Yeah, go. Let me jot that. That's my old love, new shit. Google that up real quick, man. Hashtag Google that up. Started in the den. But here's my deal. I didn't see it. I apologize. Chris Paul, I didn't see it. MVP, CP3, Best PG. I had the live chat blocking it. And I think Jay Bird say live chat. I had the live chat on. I just wouldn't see. So shout out to CP Trizzle. But yeah, Divine Madness. I've never even seen that. I had no idea what it was. I didn't even know it existed. But that was number 10. So if you're looking at just overall stand-ups, there's a lot of diversity in the comedy circuit. But I think comedians, they're like a different breed. They're a small brotherhood or sisterhood or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And so they kind of understand the rigors of going from city to city. Do you understand what kind of talent it takes to make people laugh? To get people of all backgrounds going through all kind of shit in their lives, going through just whatever, to come watch you for 30 minutes to an hour or whatever it may be and be able to make them laugh, because everybody has a different sense of humor. Like the kind of humor that we have here in the den, it's a little bit thrown off. Everybody has their own kind of different little flavor that they bring to the table. But this type of humor might not work in in a forum for new moms or something. They may find some of the things that we say quite distasteful. Apparently, cat women from UTSA don't like white persuasion's humor. They say he's participating in rape culture, things like that. I don't think anybody likes Jay Bird's weird humor. So, it is what it is. But there's that. But then if you're talking about like last year, the people who made the most money, and I find this very amusing. I find this when you're talking about the money in comedy, I find this amusing. And I'm sure that some of these numbers have changed for 2018. Excuse me. But highest grossing comedians in 2017. Seinfeld, by far, with $69 million. And Jerry Seinfeld, I've never really watched a Seinfeld stand-up, and so that's kind of odd. I think he does the comedians in cars, drinking coffee or something like that. The white persuasion story was on the news. That's awful. Hashtag, look at this. Persuasion participating in rape culture. Yes, Chris Rock is on the list. He is number 2 with $57 million. Number 3 is he had to take a slight break from comedy for a while, but he's back. I don't know if he's back in full swing, but he's definitely back in the mix. Some people are not too keen on it, but one Louis C.K. with $52 million. You know what I mean? The national anthem. Man, I saw that. I want to see that. Not freeing Tyron. Tyron is locked up. Goddamn. Until Tyron's owner claims to be who he says he is, or whoever's repping for Tyron, instead of using everybody else's name on the sauce line. Dave Chappelle, number 4 with $47 million. Kevin Hart is not in the top 5. Kevin Hart is actually number 6. Number 5 is Heidi's favorite comedian, Amy Schumer. And I know a lot of you other people in here are fans, so I won't go too hard on I won't do that. What happened? What, he lied on the Breakfast Club? What was he talking about? Yeah, but I mean, people like her, obviously. Women like her. I mean, my vagina. I like doing the Cartman imitation. Look at my vagina. But she's whack. Like, because all these other people, they seem like cool, for the most part, seem like they're cool people. She went all spaz because a fan took a picture of her while she was out running, and she started running him down and harassing him and shit, and then tried to tell people he was chasing her, but in reality she was chasing him. Like, feminists need somebody to support too. So it is what it is. There you go, that whole Schumer family. But now you're talking about legends, talking about goats, talking about game changers, talking about people who really up the dynamic in the game. And I agree with Tenny when he said Carlin. Carlin was one of a kind, a man in his own lane. Pryor, I'll agree, Pryor was a game changer. Pryor opened up the avenue for a lot of people. I think some other guys that you got to consider that were standouts that a lot of people don't give a lot of credit to because of what they were able to do, and it's unfortunate. Well, one of them is no longer with us, and Robin Williams. Because you have a certain type of comedians who can play certain type of roles. Because if you can do comedy, the opposite of comedy is tragedy. And if you can be a great comedian, I won't say every great comedian can do great tragedies, but guys like Jim Carrey, guys like Robin Williams, they were very dynamic actors. Well, Jim Carrey's still a dynamic actor, but they can play a lot of roles. Jim has played some weird roles lately, though. He's trying to get a little too creative for my liking. But when you're able to just kind of put that energy out there, because I wouldn't say that he was. I guess you could say it was an element of physical comedy to Jim Carrey, like when he was on In Living Color. But I don't know what the proper term would be, because it wasn't just all physical. It was just the way he did things, more so than, you know, running into props and falling and flopping. It wasn't really all that. It's just the way he said, he acted, and just that overemphasis on everything that he did. And so that's kind of what made Jim Carrey so special. Oh shit, Jay Bird watching Rice Gum, the racist little Asian. You talking about say Honcho, you like the new Kanye? What, he got like a new album out or something? I don't know. Pigface Shimmer trying to throw out the whole ring. Good grief. I wouldn't doubt it. They probably weren't laughing. They probably, this shit fucking sucks. Ace Ventura was great. Ace Ventura, underrated. You know, maybe want to watch some Ace Ventura right now. I haven't watched that shit in quite some time. But Ace Ventura was that's a little bit dated for some of you youngsters. Y'all don't understand all that, but that was good comedy there. There's another actor that I like. Don't think I've ever seen him in stand up, but he's a pretty funny guy. Will Ferrell. His comedy it's hit or miss, but when he does hit, the shit is funny. Now, he's had some misses, but when he does hit, the shit is funny. Like, that's funny as shit. But again, like I say, those guys, and there's others, but I think like in their own right, these guys are guys that paved the way. But when we're talking about it, you know, we're talking about is comedy the last safe haven? Because now there are people who want to ruin comedy, who feel like comedians shouldn't be able to just say anything that they want to say is a problem. You know, Dave Chappelle, when he came out, and I noticed this about the Eminem album too, and it bothers me because, again, you should be able to say whatever you want. I mean, you're an artist. And when Dave Chappelle came out, had two issues they had with his stand-ups that they tried to get at him. But again, that's why I say, man, you just got to say fuck people and say what you feel. Because he used the word faggot, and I think he made a joke about a tranny, and people were upset with it. Here's the thing. If people don't participate in your culture, and again, we talked about it yesterday about ignorance and being oblivious to things. And like, I don't expect nobody. Like, I don't expect anybody to understand my background. Like, I would hope somebody wouldn't expect me to understand them. Like, even though I try to understand people because I find it interesting to see, you know, what people in their lives and things like that. But to have an outright assumption that somebody should know your history, you know, when you always say, oh, this is racist and that's racist. Like, if you come from a completely different background or a completely different culture, why the fuck do you need to know my background? Unless you interact with me on the daily or people like me on the daily, that's one thing. But the fact that we just automatically assume all the time, like, of course it's helpful. Of course it would be beneficial. Of course it would add some variety to your life. But to automatically assume these things, it's crazy. Fags want to make people like it, but call me. That's some scary shit. I saw some shit, and again, that's why I said to you, Twitter is toxic. Like, there's good nuggets on Twitter, but if you fuck with it for more than a minute and a half, you're gonna run into some shit that's gonna piss you the fuck off. I told y'all about the shit yesterday about the should you be mad at your boyfriend or husband for finding out the baby ain't his or some shit like that. And I'm hoping that was expert level trolling. That's honestly what I'm hoping was. But on Twitter, it's so sad that you can't tell the difference. But I saw one that said men are so afraid of being in touch with their feminine side, they get upset because the chick was talking about, I can't call a straight man cis without him getting upset because men ain't in touch with their feminine side or whatever. I'm like, bitch, don't call me no fucking cis, because I ain't your motherfucking cis. I ain't no motherfucking sissy. I ain't no motherfucking none of that shit. Like, that term to me is fucking like suspect. Like niggas who use the term cis, like and claim about that shit is suspect. Like I'm not calling no cis, no. Like girl, that's one thing, you know. There's so many, but sis, like one, you ain't my fucking sister. My fucking sister is dead. Like so, I'm not calling nobody no sis, you know. That term just don't click with me. Like I understand, like I'm not even a big bro user. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I really don't. I'm not a big bro user either. Like I'm not. And part of the reason why I'm not a big bro user is because I told y'all about my cousin, the one who overused the word coon. So that's why I'm like numb to the word coon, because he didn't even know what it mean. He called everybody coon, called white people coon, called Mexican people coon, called women coon, called women bro. Like that's what I say. Like I don't. It's just it like. That would have been a time to have a fucking vlog, because that would have been the most entertaining shit you ever saw. Like if I would got him and his brother together and just have a conversation, that shit would be viral. But then you'd probably lose some brain cells watching that shit. But, you know, that shit there is suspect. Like, and how is that even important to people? You know, but again, if you're not a part of somebody's culture, if I don't participate in all the tomfoolery and shenanigans that go on with that, I don't have friends who are trannies, I don't have friends that are gay, and none of that shit. And it's like, or even if I do, I'm not aware. It ain't no fucking whatever. But if they do, they don't act like that. And so I'm like, the fact that, like, you know, people get upset about that shit, like, you take this time to educate people. You know, if somebody says tranny, well, somebody I saw somewhere saying tranny is just like saying the N-word. No, the fuck it's not. No, it's not. It's not even fucking close, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like bros are for kids. But it's like, no, fucking tranny and breaking news Braylon niggers are not the same, you know? Plot twist, breaking news Braylon is Shaq Kush. Dun, 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 dun. No. But now you do, because you knew I grew up on Isle Dude. I've been Dude is a 90s, late 80s baby. Maybe middle, late 80s baby. Because that term was riding high back then. Dude, Ninja Turtles used dude, Cowabunga dude. I use dude. Like, come on, dude. Shit, if y'all be on the mix and fucking talking this dude, checking like dude is yeah, Surf Ninjas. T-Girl Trinity always break down the same. That's fucking funny. They're all on A. Jones's phone. But dude is like, I don't even think so. I mean, how the younger generation, you say, bro, come here, bro. What's up, bro? Like, I'm not a broski. And honestly, before that was before H-Town niggas really started using, it was like a Dallas thing. Them Dallas niggas was using bro super tough way back in the day. So I think that's another reason why I really wasn't fucking with that shit. So, you know, it is what it is. So you use the refer to the bathroom as John. Well, hookers refer to men who pay for sex as Johns. Isn't that interesting? Cuz, yeah, I had a phase. I think I had a little cuz phase, but cuz, I know a lot of them niggas in Beaumont be using cuz. I know, you know, it's definitely a Crip thing. It gets around. It gets around. So, you know, there's that. You know what I mean? Still waiting on Braylon video said it was coming. Nah, man, look. Braylon is a busy man, all right? He got rallies to attend, some hooded, some khakied, but he's got to be there. You know, his presence is demanded. I'm going to give Braylon a hard time for talking about my piss poor gameplay. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Names that are never used anymore. Let's see. What about blood? Oh man, motherfuckers be using that shit super tough. Say blood. What's up, blood? Like nigga, nah, ain't that. It's not easy answering to the KKK phones. As I'm telling y'all watch out for Black Klansman Part 2. The Braylon story, the infiltration. Yeah, BMT, Big Money, Texas, man. But again, like I said, we're talking about, you know, the freedom of speech and being able to say things. People were upset with Dave Chappelle for saying faggot. Here's my thing. I'll tell y'all how I feel. Like I say, there's two classes of people in every category. And I haven't said this in the den. I said in the Kush den plenty, so I got to restate all my old sayings for the den. And I did say that I was going to go back, and I'm probably going to either, like, probably going to password protect all the old dens and shit. So whenever I do that, and if you want the password to it, just hit me on the Instagram or the Twitter for the den or whatever, however you know, to access, and I'll send y'all a password whenever I do that. Because like I said, I'm going to kind of move the branding forward with the den. But if y'all want to relive some of those old den memories, whenever I do password protect those, I'll make sure to get it to you if you want it. It'll be the same password for all of them. But again, like I say, you know, there's two types of people in every category. Like I say, you got black people, you got niggas. And now I use niggas in a wide array for everybody, since everybody used the word nigga now. But I'm using the Chris Rock declaration. You got white people, you got crackers, you got Mexicans, which everybody who has any kind of Hispanic anything is Mexican. I just lump all y'all together. Like, I ain't got time to decipher. You know, y'all can explain when we had a conversation, but I ain't got time to decipher all that Mexican Latin lineage. Okay. Now with Mexicans though, it does get a little peculiar, because I think you have to think about the terminology you use when you're talking about legal and illegal, because you got some throw it off legal Mexicans, and then when you want to talk shit about the illegals, then you use terms like wetback and shit like that. But that's like a term I really don't use that often. I've heard more Mexicans use wetback than I've probably ever used wetback. Then let's see, like when it comes to gays, you got fucking gay people and you got faggots. And when it comes to whatever, Asians, I don't know. What do you got with the Asians? What do you got with the Asians? Them essays. You got San Diego wetbacks. I like Afro Americans. Yeah. You know, there ain't nobody rocking afros no more. Man, y'all want to hear something funny? Y'all want to hear something funny? Oh, boy, my people. Apparently, chinks, that's what they call it. Yeah, they call them chinks. I've heard gooks, but I don't know if gooks only refers to Japanese people, if that refers to all Asians. Because, like, I had never heard gook until I got to U of H, and thank goodness for the diversity of college campuses that you can learn all the demeaning words for other races of people, right? Ali Wong said gook. I don't remember that. I watched that. I know, because I've seen both of her stand-ups, but I don't remember I don't remember if she said it, but she probably did. Oh, she did say something about, I do remember, that's the one joke I do remember hers was funny, because she was talking about her and her husband or whatever it was, like they're both different types of Asians, and so they talk about that there's classy Asian and trashy Asian. And so she's talking about like she's mixed with two different kind of Asians, and he's mixed with two different kind of Asians. So like Japanese and Chinese, I think that's like the classy Asian side, and then like Taiwan and whatever else is like the trashy Asian side. So they did say that. So there is that thing. I forgot all about that. It's been a long time since I watched that stand-up. That first one was funny. I don't care what nobody says. She's funnier than Amy Schumer. I'll give you that. But the thing is, like, there's a despicable name for everybody. And the way I look at it is people who carry themselves of a certain type, all the races, be it black people, white people, Asian, whatever, people who carry themselves in a upstanding manner, well, then that's, you're just people. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you fuck up every now and then. But if you carry yourself in a manner where you're like deliberately trying to be, you know, what's the word I want to say? Not a derelict, but you deliberately just carry yourself in a poor demeanor. Like you like the ratchet shit, you do the trashiest of shit, then yeah, that's what you are. Accept that shit. You know what I mean? Ling ling. I like, but that's what I'm saying. I love everybody, but I just hate like shitty type people. You know what I mean? Like that's my thing. Like I don't think that there's just, oh, this one race, oh, those people like that race right there, they're the worst. Or all these races, oh, they'll fucking hang you, they'll gut you. I use generalizations a lot, absolutely. I mean, it's just an easier way for people to process stuff, and it sounds funnier. If I was to sit there and say, well, fucking all or certain white people from particular areas of the country have a legitimate problem when it comes to being coordinated on the dance floor. That's not as funny as saying all white people can't dance. So, I mean, the generalizations are what it is. Yeah, Packies, Arabs, that's the name for all of them. You know what I'm saying? Holy fuck. Do people still use terrorists? I'm sure they do. That's so dismissive. Just because they're gassy people, need a lot of curry. Come on, go ahead. Get your Braylon on, Heidi. You know what you really want to say. Oh, Camel Jacks was a good one. But again, so but about free speech, man, and being able to use the terminology that you want to, I don't feel like anybody should be restricted, because I think that lets you know better how to deal with people. So if people want to use, I hate the term hate speech too. I hate that term. I do. Like, what does that really mean? But people try to turn free speech into hate speech. Well, that's hate speech. No, it's not hate speech, because a lot of times that what you call hate speech is just dislikey speech. I don't like it that much. Anything could be considered hate speech. Talking bad about another football team could be considered hate speech. Fuck the Cowboys. Oh, that's hate speech. God damn it. So, like, if a Texan fan beats up a Cowboys, is that a hate crime? Fucking hate the Cowboys and you beat their ass. Is that a hate crime? I mean, like, where does it start to? Where does it end? Where does it begin? Where does it end? But comedy and free speech, man, again, that's how people are able to relate. I mean, imagine if guys like Richard Pryor were restricted from saying some of the things that they said back in the day. Restricted from using profanity. The thing that kills me is, like, it's only hate speech when a particular group doesn't like it. It's all fun and games. It's all funny when they talk about everybody else. But when it comes to you, when it comes to, what you're affiliated with or how you look or, things that you associate with and like, then it becomes hate speech. Then it becomes, oh, this person is this, that, and the third. I'm sure the trannies who were watching Dave Chappelle laughed the entire fucking shit until he said the word tranny. Now he's an evil, he's a demon. And so if 99% of everything it does is okay, but that one thing upsets you, now this person is bad, But what is over the line, though? You said I heard some dude that quoting Bill Burr. I listened to Bill Burr today. I hadn't listened to Bill Burr in quite a while. I got to fix that. That's bad business. Fucking leaning like a fucking, let's fix that. There we go. That's the thing, man. Pretty much when it becomes attack. But when it's like, a lot of the time is, motherfuckers really don't even be attacking people, and people just get offended nowadays. They can be making a joke, just throwing some shit out there, directed at nobody in particular. People create some straw man, get mad about it for the person that doesn't even exist in reality, because this person just made up an anecdote or made up a story to get a point across. And I feel like shit, you should be able to say whatever you want to. At one point in time, what was that song? Because I had it as my ringtone when I first heard about it, because somebody told me about it. I guess they thought that I was going to react and get offended off. My wife ran off with a nigger. I had that shit as my ringtone at one point. I thought that shit was fucking hilarious. Who loses in that situation? The fucking ass clown singing the song. Fucking wife got piped down by a black guy and she ran off on you. I'm not offended by that. You just mad. You took a L. Like, I don't care about that shit at all. Again, until you start making threats, I think that's when you have a line. Like when you start threatening people, when you start saying, this, that, and the third, and you start making, accusations and threats of physical harm, that's when you start having a problem. But when you're just telling jokes against nobody in particular and you're just saying shit. But again, some people are stupid. Not some people, a lot of people are stupid. And they take the shit as reality. they'll take the shit and act like it really is something, like it really happened, and it can cause a problem because people are not that bright. But then whose fault is that? Is it the person who said it or the person who's just not that bright? You know what I mean? So I thought South Park was hilarious when they use fags. You know, fags are people who ride motorcycles and make noises. Real like South Park. I love them because they always push the line. You got to thank South Park for being able, like, 'cause that's the reason motherfuckers say. It had been a while. Look, the Comcast hears me using the magic words. They're trying to get me. Trying to get me. You're not lying. South Park. I'm mad. I haven't watched South Park in a few years. I need to catch up. I see it. That's fucking. It's been a while, man. The stream had been doing really good for the last while, and then all of a sudden, we had a little drop out there. Had a little droppy drop. But we back in action. We should be all right. We should be all right. That's a bit, Jason S. Pour a little strawberry milk on it. Pour a little strawberry milk on it. Your phone will be A-okay. I promise you. I saw it on YouTube as a fix your phone trick. It'll work. You don't like South Park? What? What do you mean you don't like South Park? You think politics is restricted comedy? Liberals, yeah. Because, I mean, liberals, like, here's the thing. Again, when you have the bleeding heart liberals... And again, like I have no problem. And let's rephrase it because it's a difference, and I'm trying to remember how it goes. It's actually a difference between liberals and left wing, and it's the same with conservative and right wing. And I want to say like left wing is supposed to be the crazier ones. Liberals are actually a little bit different. Like they don't necessarily abide by the same stuff. But we get in this day and age where we just kind of interchange everything, and so I want to make sure that. I use that properly because I was watching a little lesson thing on it. They were just basically talking about the differences between liberals and left wingers. And left wingers are more that fringe, what you would call, just like you would call it the alt-right, left wing, right wing, whatever you want to say, is supposed to be more the fringe than liberals and conservatives are. So it's more like you got your moderates, you got your liberals, your conservatives, and then you have your right wing and your left wing. So like that. So there's that. But so I want to make sure, like I said, I keep that separate. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more credible when I use that terminology. But I can't trust somebody that doesn't like South Park. Yeah, if somebody tells you they don't like South Park, makes me think they're easily offended. You know, gotta watch them. You say you only saw South Park on IG. You gotta start from the beginning. Like, I used to have South Park on fucking VHS. I used to have the orange Nickelodeon tapes with the fucking Rugrats and the fucking Ren and Stimpies. I used to have fucking had some South Park shit. Fucking I liked early Family Guy. I'm gonna be honest, like I haven't fucked with Family Guy since like Bob Burgers has been out. But since Bob's Burgers has been on, Family Guy kind of like fell off to me. When they were peeing on them. Oh my God, that was a hilarious one. I forgot why they pissed on that fucking monkey, but that shit was hilarious. Family Guy, it got to the point where it was just too random. You know what I'm saying? They were just saying anything. You know what I mean? Just saying like whatever, and it just, some of it would be kind of hit or miss. Some of it would be kind of funny. Some of it just kind of like, all right, flashback. And it got old real fast. Yeah, you had to prove the piss made him aggressive, but then they gave him they gave the monkey like a banana or some shit, and he fucking he didn't go crazy, so they started giving everybody bananas and pissing on him and shit. So they can't trust a banana. Family Guy was good, but to me it got to a point where like I felt like they exhausted their jokes. The baby got really gay You know, Baby wasn't that gay at first. Baby was questionable. Stewie, he was more like nefarious. He was more about taking over the world. Then he just got to the point where he's just trying to take over the dog, getting all gay with the dog and shit. You know what cartoon is underappreciated though? Yes, he's fucking culprit. Fucking Stewie's a culprit. Goddamn. Cartoon that's underappreciated that I did not like at first, but my partner told me to watch it again. He's like, you know, just don't be biased about the weird ass part, and then, you know, kind of watch the rest of the characters. American Dad. American Dad is fucking hilarious. That shit is like, it covers all the political nonsense and tomfoolery like all in one. The fucking gay alien at first, that's why I really didn't fuck with it, but then Roger's actually funny because he's always like, it got to the point where he became a little, he's still gay as shit, but he became a little less gay, but then he just became like, he just dresses up as all them fucking characters. So he's like everybody. He fucking dresses up as so many characters. He fucking be fooling his own damn self. Futurama was legit. Rick and Morty is the day one great cartoon. Again, talking about if y'all fuck with Netflix, BoJack is a great cartoon. Netflix had another good one. Fucking Big Mouth. At first, I was kind of skeptical of a Big Mouth because the drawing was weird. Big Mouth is a funny fucking cartoon. Robot Chicken is legit. Robot Chicken is cool. You got a cousin that looks like Roger. That's fucking hilarious. American Dad though, you gotta like get out of, you know, like just watch it. That shit is actually pretty fucking fun. Man, they don't know about Tiny Toons. They don't know nothing about Tiny Toons, man. That's way back. We're fucking something. We're funny. We're Babs and Buster Bunny and something coming through your TV. I gotta go back and listen to it. I fucking look. I done smoked probably all the Tiny Toons memories away. But Tiny Toons used to be fucking live. The Boondocks was cool with that last season. They Chappelle'd it up that last season. And what I mean by that is they got away from the original premise, which was each episode had like an undertone to it, like a lesson to it, that they were trying to make a statement about something. And what happens after that is like, it kind of halfway got canceled when they brought it back. Then it was just about, let's just make these characters a little bit more over the top, and just, you know, it's all more about the laughter, not the lesson. Yeah, water go down the hole. That was funny. Animaniacs was legit. I used to fuck with Animaniacs. Cleveland show was alrighty. I don't know, Cleveland. He's not a character that you can get into. You talking about Thugnificent? It was Thugnificent and shit. What was the other motherfucker? Black Dynamite. I was trying to think of man. Black Dynamite. If you haven't watched Black Dynamite the movie, and you haven't watched Black Dynamite the cartoon, you are missing out on life. Black Dynamite the movie. You have to watch Black Dynamite the movie first, in my opinion, because then it kind of sets the tone for the cartoon, and that's why I give them credit for the cartoon, because it stuck kind of with that theme of the movie. When that motherfucker, but Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community. That shit was so fucking funny, dog. When he came in the fucking thing, he slapped the shit out that bitch. He slapped her for like no reason, something stupid, but I forgot what the fuck it was. But it was just so funny, dog. Like, it was, Black Dynamite is, if you don't know, it's a blaxploitation parody. But the way they filmed it, like, they would just have little errors in the movie. It's like one scene where you see the fucking boom mic coming into the fucking movie and shit. That shit is a classic. If you have not seen Black Dynamite, you got to put that on your list of must-watch movies. That shit is greatness. That shit is. And who knew what's his name was actually was that entertaining? Fucking Michael Jai White. Yeah. Oh man, that shit was like, bitch. The fuck, it was just so much crazy shit that happened in that movie, but it was funny because that's what used to happen in those old blaxploitation films. You know, there'd be little fucked up scenes. You'd be like, hold on, that shit ain't fucking contiguous with the story. It was a bunch of fucking fun. King of the Hill was good shit. King of the Hill was good shit. It was, you know. But the thing about that, we were talking about how you can tell. I mean, you can create these scenarios, and people of all backgrounds can relate to them. You know, you can take these stereotypes, and people can relate to them from all backgrounds. That's why comedy is so good. So, to me, when you have people who want to ruin, or that's not funny, or I don't like it, or they should just walk away. Just, you know what I'm saying? Just go away. Like, turn and look in the other direction. If it's something that I don't like, I do one of two things. I either don't fuck with it. I'm like, man, fuck that. That shit's stupid. I ain't finna watch it. I ain't finna waste my time with it. Or I'm gonna talk shit about it, but I'm not finna say that needs to be shut down and ruined. Like, it's like literally like a billion other things you can be doing with your life. Like, you don't have to pay attention to shit you don't like, but instead, people fucking, whoa, anime porn. Where's that? Nah, I'm fucking with you. I told you I was watching that Devilman Crybaby. The fucking shit was in there twerking and shit. That shit was fucking hilarious. Like, it was funny. But that shit is on Netflix. That is basically anime porn. That's a little wild. I gotta catch him on Attack on Titan. Goddamn. But again, you know, it's like, I don't understand, like, what makes a person feel like there's something other people are enjoying that I don't enjoy. I have to ruin it for everybody. It's my mission in life. Instead of just saying, hey, you know what? I ain't fucking with that shit. That's just dumb. You know what? Me and my family, we're not fucking with this. We gonna do something else. You know what I'm saying? We gonna not vibe with that. Or me, you know, hey, you know, I don't rock with that. But instead, people want to fucking, they want to ruin shit that people enjoy. Like, I don't understand that. What pleasure do you get out of doing something like that? Oh man, you talking about some throwback shit. I'm mad because what year did the Jetsons take place? Not the actual year it was drawn, but damn near around this time. Ain't nobody living in the fucking apartments. I ain't got no Rosie. You know what I'm saying? Fucking ain't flying to work and shit like that. You know what I mean? Fucking Flintstones. Bronto Burgers, man. I just seen Spacely Sprockets. Who is that? Top Golf. Top Golf just sent like a little promo thing talking about they're gonna start serving Bronto Burgers or whatever, something like that. Made me think of fucking the fucking car tipping over in fucking the Flintstones. So Scooby and the Addams Family cartoon. Pink Panther was legit. That's one of the rare memories I have with my pops. Like, me and my pops used to watch some like weird shows. I wouldn't say weird shows, they were actually good, but just the weird memories. Like Married with Children. That's probably defined a lot of my personality. Married with Children was a show I used to watch with my dad. And fucking Pink Panther. Pink Panther, those were the two things. Pink Panther ain't never say shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I used to always think the Pink Panther movies would be about Pink Panther, and they never were. About some old spy shit or whatever it was. It was just the music. Like, the music set Pink Panther off, like, initially. That shit there, man, make you fucking feel like you going on a mission. Let's see. There's been a lot of good cartoons. Like I said, that's what I say. I'm pretty much more of a cartoon fan than I am of like sitcoms. Sitcoms are harder for me to get into. Like I say, you know, Married with Children was good. I actually did. I watched the first couple of seasons of what was that, Modern Family? Because what I used to do was imagine that Modern Family was the continuation of Married with Children. So basically, like, Peg died. Old girl, the wife, was basically Kelly, and she found some little dork dude to fucking marry her. And then Bud is the gay son. Like, that's how I used to fucking look at Modern Family. How do you not laugh? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of funny now that you look back on it. It's not funny because we fucking ain't winning, but that's probably like the last thing people expected. Like, people probably, like, if you would have took a bet on what's going to happen on the first snap with Watson, and you had like, if you had throw a touchdown, throw a fucking 10-yard pass, fumble the ball, throw an interception, whatever. Like, fumble the ball probably would be point something percent. Like, even the Watson haters probably would have picked interception first or throw in completion, something like that. Fumble the ball would have been like the least voted for chosen option. So it is with that is. So y'all about the sitcoms? Man, you know what sitcom I did actually used to like? What was the one? It was like it was a Married with Children knockoff with the whole little shitty family. And what was the chick's name? What was the chick's name who used to be in it? It was like one of the only fucking actors I knew. It was basically a fucking knockoff. They were like a shitty family with the fucking bunny in the basement. It wasn't Greg the Bunny. It was something. I forgot what the fuck it was called. But yeah, with the bunny. It was. Oh man, I'm always sunny in Philadelphia. I'm sad. Like, did they find, like, is that a rap for it? Because I know that one of the last seasons or whatever, they demolished the vehicle, and I think that was just a symbol of everything being over with. But that was pure comedy. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, that's one of those shows, if you don't get like little nuanced little jokes and shit like that, like, of course, like it covered all levels of it. Of course, it gave you the blatant in your face shit. It had like the little subtle shit. It had the wordplay, but the situational comedy in that shit was Unhappily Ever After. That's what it was. Yes. That shit was oh, they still going? Oh, I got to catch up then. Okay, cool. I thought it was over with. And that's why I said, I was like, fuck. It's a couple of shows I got to catch up with. Archer, I used to like Archer. I think I watched that first season after they got kicked out of the thing. But once they changed the name from ISIS because of all the shit that's going on, which is fucked up. I watched a little bit of The Office. Never got really into it, but it was funny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I found it was funny, but I just never really got all the way into the shit. Danny Charlie hugged the glue. Oh man, that shit was. I mean, just all the shit that they would do, it would just be fucking crazy. The time they thought they were trying to go into the Boys to Men concert, and they thought they had got the fucking flu, but they just had fucking alcohol withdrawals and shit. That shit was fucking hilarious. I see the boy 335 over there hustling up pistachios, dog. Let's see. The Office is good. I don't know what the reason behind why I never got into it, because it was a knockoff of the British shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, shows like that, and it's a bunch of shows that are fucking knockoffs. But for some reason, like, I have a hard time getting into shows like that, because part of me wants to see the original and then like see the difference. Because who was it, like, the British is a knockoff of an American? I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was Ricky, who was not Ricky Gervais or whoever it was, had one of those. They copied Office Space and borrowed the right. Oh, well, I don't count. They made it a mockumentary. The mockumentary shit. Okay. I was about to say, don't look. You know, I be watching TV, and I don't be all the way that into it. Office Space. We're gonna talk about funny movies. Office Space was gold. Office Space and The Office are like different, Because Office Space, you had a lot more shit going on at home. It wasn't just solely centered around the office. It was about the fucking dude having that whole shitty life, and he was fucking tired of that shit. So it was like it was different. It wasn't the same. So Office Space, I don't count that. You gotta Google that up. Go ahead and Google that up. Mike Judge. Mike Judge did another. What was that movie? I haven't seen it, but I know a lot of people talked about it. Was it Idiocracy or Itty something? But basically, they were talking about how the world, like everybody was just kind of going stupid. And the funny thing about it is, like, it's actually happening now. Cubicles? No way. But I'm trying to think of another good sitcom. There's been a couple of sitcoms here and there. You know what was actually if we're talking about sitcoms, let's be honest. Greatest sitcom of all time, Martin. I don't care what nobody says. Don't at me. Don't highlight my name in any comments in the chat. Martin was the best show on television, and I hate the fact that it got ruined the way that it did. Martin was a classic. I mean, it was greatness all in one. And Martin, the work that he put in playing all the different characters, just everything, it was great because people don't even look at the characters as Martin. They identify, like, they don't say, oh, remember that character that Martin played when he did this or when he did that. They name the characters by name. Mr. Otis, Shanae, Roscoe, fucking Jerome. Like, Martin was the shit. Martin was legit the shit. Like, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was cool. Like, don't get me wrong, Fresh Prince was cool, but Martin was the shit. Like, if you're talking about sitcoms, it's hard. You're gonna be very hard pressed to find something better than Martin, in my opinion, man. You go, oh, brother man, with a hard ER there. Breaking news, Braylon. Gotta watch you. Gotta see what you're talking about over there. But yeah, definitely, Martin was greatness. Martin was gold. Oh, stop, baby. Stop. Yeah, you ain't lying. Yeah, Fresh Prince was over there trying to improve people's lives and shit. Martin just was all about the fucking laughter. Like, Martin was great. Martin was great. Don't you do it, Balin. Don't do it. No hate incoming. If you don't know what Martin is, improve your life. Go. I'm sure there's like a website somewhere that has all the fucking all the episodes. Just start at episode 1 and just holler at me when you get done. Because Martin was pure comedy. Again, another one of those shows that, and it had the right characters, because to me, like, Gina, she was the least funniest person on the show, but she's the one that ended up ruining the goddamn show. Pam and Martin, their interaction was gold. The fact that Cole and Martin in real life did not even like each other, but you could not tell on screen. You had no idea that they had beef. Cole, that episode where Cole stayed at the house and he clipped that fucking toenail. Oh my God, dog. Oh my God, that shit was when they had that bitch flying in slow motion and shit. That shit was fucking hilarious. That was my shit. That was my fucking shit. I ain't fooling with Balin over there. He on troll patrol. But here is the dilly dally. All right. I know I got the party started a little bit later, and went a little bit over, but I said I got to give y'all a mixer. It is the weekend. So I'll probably hop on some old Mixer Pub action for a little bit. You know, get a little bit of that in. Talk some shit with the Mixer crew. I don't know. Shaq Kush probably farted himself to sleep. No telling where he at. He ain't popped up in none of the streams for 30 seconds, so it's no telling, no telling. So let's see. I'll send him a message if he don't answer, but we're gonna get the party started without him. You know, Shaq Kush's gas chamber. Yeah, if you talking about get on it, yeah, that's a BET. Let's get on it. Yeah, I fuck with Tenny. Look, at least look. I know Tenny won't shoot me. Tenny will help us get to the promised land. I ain't worried about that. Fucking with Shaq Kush, you'll be like, "Where's this? Where is that?" Like, it's right there in fucking front of you. Or Shaq Kush will fucking go to. You'll mark where we gonna land, and somehow, some way, last minute, I'm gonna go over this way, and fucking he'll turn and go left field and do some other shit. We had like a couple of good rounds with Shaq Kush, but it was few and far in between. We were making progress, but I don't know, man. But yeah, that's a bet. Well, here's the deal. Well, the Tennessee dude, I'll see if he on. If he on, I'll definitely get in with him. He's pretty good too. That way I can look like I can just hide off in the cut. Best you seen was 8th, but then you weren't sticking around long enough. Dog, that fucking Shaq Kush. Go say that the Tennessee guy was racist, but the whole stream Shaq Kush over there talking about I hate white people and called him racist because he took his dad to go see Straight Outta Compton. I'm like, how you gonna call somebody racist when you're saying the racist? But I mean, who knows? Shaq Kush and Braylon go to the same Klan meeting, so it is what it is. But here's the deal. Like I said, we're gonna call it a wrap. We're gonna slide off into the Mixer action. So we're gonna link up with the 10 man, and it's gonna go down. So I appreciate everybody for coming through the den. I promise the next den will start on time, and the last couple of them have been late. They have been dens after 10. I don't know. Go check Dr. Rabbit's Instagram, and you can find it. You'll definitely see it. And you'll find a random assortment of farts on Dr. Rabbit's Instagram if you look for. Because I don't know if that one is still up. Because there's been a few mixers back, but it was definitely a PUBG mixer. But with that being said, my friends in the den, I appreciate everybody supporting the New Look Den, fucking with it. Very interesting conversation from free speech to when did Shaq Kush party? You got I can see the question. There you go. More pistachios. But that's a bet. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. I appreciate y'all. And again, we'll be back at it tomorrow with Mr. Man Up will be joining us tomorrow. And I believe we will be talking about why people love violence. So there's that. Yes, both of the farts are on his page. They might be consecutive posts. I'm not sure. But I'm chuck up a douche. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. And we'll get a proper outro. And since Kenneth ain't here, I ain't gonna kick y'all out. I'm gonna properly escort y'all out the den this evening. And until next time, adios.